as you know, that this is part 4 of the series of lectures on information technology and education. In my previous lecture, we were talking about how information technology has been dealt in NEP 2020. Continuing the same topic which we have been talking about, the subtopic which we have been talking about, that is information technology in NEP 2020. Let's talk about what Parakh is. In NEP 2020, there is reference to Parakh, that is Parakh, as the word itself says, it is going to be the National Assessment Center. It will formulate guidelines and recommend appropriate tools for conducting such assessment for the foundation stage to higher education, including for entrance examination. So, in order to ensure equitable access and opportunity for all the students with the learning disabilities, the Parakh will utilize the technology-based comprehensive system. In fact, whenever we talk about requirement of the teacher, even that forecasting will be managed with the help of AI. So, planning and forecasting exercises as to have the subject-wise teachers throughout the state as well as throughout the country will be done by the AI over the next 2 decades. Even the teacher education programs will be made simpler by utilizing AI, to such an extent that all B.Ed programs shall include training in use of information technology or educational technology and learner-centered and collaborative learning, because that is something which information technology in education has centered at. In fact, the use of technological platform just as SWAYAM, Diksha for online training of teachers shall be encouraged, so that standardized training program can be administered to large number of teachers within a short span of time. Even agriculture technological parks are to be set up to promote technological incubation, dissemination and promote sustainable methodology. Friends, as we know that ours is a nation which is surviving as well as thriving on agriculture. So, agriculture has to be at the center of the NEP 2020, and that has to be linked to technology as to improve and become more sustainable as an education. As we discussed that there will be National Educational Technological Forum, that is NETF, and that platform will be used by the education system as to facilitate decision making on the induction and deployment and use of technology by providing to the leadership of education institutions, may it be the state level or the central level, and all other stakeholders, those who are involved in the research or the parents or the industries who are depending upon the universities as to get the resources, that is human resources, from them. NETF will have the following functions, that is providing independent evidence based advices to central and state government agencies and technology based interventions. Then it will be building intellectual and institutional capacities in educational technology. It will also envision strategic thrust area in the domain and articulate new directions for research and innovation. So, as we can see that NETF, as far as its functions are concerned, are going to be the guiding source. They shall be providing the evidence-based advices to the government machineries as to improve the system, as well as build the institutional capacities as far as educational technology is concerned. And they would also be envisioning the strategic thrust areas in the domain, that is educational technology, and articulate new directions for the research and innovation in the same field, that is again the educational technology. So, to remain relevant in the fast changing field of educational technology, NETF will maintain a regular inflow of authentic data from the multiple sources, including educational technology innovators and practitioners, and will also engage with a diverse set of researchers to analyze the data. To support the development of vibrant body of knowledge and practices, the NETF will organize multiple regional and national conferences, workshops to solicit inputs from national and international educational technological researchers, entrepreneurs and practitioners. Artificial intelligence will be able to match or outperform, and therefore will be a valuable aid to even the skilled professionals, may it be doctors in certain predictive tasks. So, AI disruptive potential in the workplace is clear, so education system must be poised to respond quickly. One of the permanent tasks of NETF will be to categorize emergent technologies based on their potential and estimated time frame for disruption, and to periodically present this analysis to MHRD. As we know, with the advent of AI, the legal education and the medical education shall become quite simplified, because all the information can be filtered, organized by AI as well as provided easily. So, in the future, this particular fields, that is the medical field and the legal field, shall be getting lot of support, as well as the work shall also become of different nature, particularly for the legal people as well as the medical people. So, context of AI is from the three-pronged approach, that is advancing core areas in AI research, then developing and deploying application based research, and advancing international research efforts to address a global challenge in areas such as healthcare, agriculture, climate change. These are the core areas whenever we talk about AI. In fact, data, as we know, is a key fuel for AI based technology, and it is very critical that we are able to have the data protection, because that is something which is very much important. So, that leads us to another area, which is ethical issues surrounding the development and deployment of AI based technology. So, when we talk about NEP 2020 with respect to the technology, we have to understand that how technology will make the changes in the primary education or the school education. When we are addressing the school education, we have to understand that technology shall become an aid for the teachers. It will bridge the language barriers between teachers and students, as well as create digital libraries. It will enable greater access to the education, specifically for differently abled students. So, coding should be introduced in the school curriculum as an important skill for students to develop various softwares, as well as to understand the information for their own sake. So, coding will help them to not just to understand technology in a better manner, but also to be able to arrange the information for their personal or for their career growth. So, technology shall be effectively introduced for teacher education and online teacher training, and technology shall be part of the professional education, legal and health also, as we have discussed in the previously. Technology to be used to achieve 100% literacy has been proposed. For this, quality technology based options for the adult learning has to be introduced. Adult learning will become more easy, like currently we do have the night school or the evening school, so that can be gotten rid of. In fact, we can have the technology being used, and the students can learn in their home. The students who are catering to the adult education system, they can study at home as well as be assessed by the online systems, and they can be asked to take up certain projects also. So, that way the education will make the learning also more easier, as well as the time shall be saved if the student will not be required to travel as to be educated. So, recognizing the importance of technology in addressing different challenges of the society and to promote interdisciplinary research and innovation is something which all of us should be doing, and National Research Foundation, which has also been proposed in NEP 2020, has proposed to grow a culture of research and higher education institutions. In fact, it has been stated in NEP 2020 that HEIs, that is higher education institutions, should be encouraged to open startup incubation centers as well as technological development centers. NETF to be set up shall serve as a platform for free exchange of ideas, and it shall be guiding the various higher education institutions who shall be taking up for starting up the incubation centers and technological development centers. And by providing a platform for free exchange of ideas of using technology to enhance learning, assessment and administration, so it will be easier for all the higher education institutions or other stakeholders who are interested to utilize the technology well as to do the research in the technological area. In fact, in NEP 2020 there has been discussion about the academic bank of credit, which is to be credited, and it will be digitally stored. The academic credit earned from various higher education institutions will be stored, and these credits earned over a period of time will help to grant degrees to such an extent that the student who has earned who has registered for 4-year degree course may drop after 1 year with a certificate and may decide to come back again to the same system after 4 years as to get the diploma, and may again drop, and after a few years again may decide to get a degree in the same. So, it will be due to the fact that those credits will be earned over a period of time, they will also grant the degrees. There will not be any cap due to the fact that there will be academic bank of credits to be credited, which will be digitally stored as well as transferable in different universities or higher education institutions. So, a student who has done a certificate course in Madras may come and complete his diploma in Shimla and can further move to Northeast and get a degree. So, as we can see that using technology will ensure not just efficiency and transparency of the regulatory bodies, but also make it feasible for the student to continue education after a gap also. In fact, technology shall also be utilized for creating transparency in various regulatory bodies, that is state school standard authorities or the Higher Education Commission of India. And there have been discussion about the 4 verticals, that is National Higher Education Regulatory Council, then the National Accreditation Council and Higher Education Grant Council and General Education Council, and all these will be at the same level, and these regulatory bodies will be able to ensure the transparency by utilizing technology. So, recognizing the challenges arising from the widespread use of artificial intelligence, the policy has also focused on adopting changes occurring due to extensive use of AI across sectors, as well as making the system, that is education system, the school education and higher education or the professional education, making the education system, strengthening the education system in such a way that they should be able to understand that what component of AI should be given up and what component of AI shall be promoted or taken up. So, NETF will identify and categorize emerging technologies according to their potential and estimated time frame of disruptions, and that will be shared with all the stakeholders. And periodic analysis shall be done and given to the Education Ministry, which will identify the relevant technologies. So, policy is pioneering the need to generate awareness, conduct research on various facets of emerging disruptive technologies, including concerns about data handling and security. So, friends, from here on what we understand is that information technology shall play a very important role in the time to come, to such an extent that the face of education shall change. Now, let us talk about that what are the areas which needs improvement as to utilize the technology to the perfection. As we know, whenever we talk about information technology, the information technology has not reached the villages in India, and so we have to formulate policies to promote broad access to the skills and competencies for learning and adopting IT. This is something which has to be done for not just for students, but also teachers and other stakeholders, that is the parents and the panchayat in the case of schools which are being run by the panchayats, or in the case of schools which are based in some remote areas, they have to understand that how the education system is to be taken up in the future, how it is to be adopted, what competencies have to be attended to, and how the learning skills have changed or shall be changing in future. So, this is at the center of the fact that how information technology shall become an important area or play an important key role in the education system. Information technology shall made it easy for us to provide need-based education, particularly when it comes to the students who just want to be skilled, want to excel in certain skills and are centered at specific skill sets. So, for them the information technology can save the time, energy of all the stakeholders as well as the people who are involved in the education system. In fact, because of the fact that information technology is being used, resource mobilization as well as funding shall be easier, because the resource which has been generated in one state can be utilized throughout the state, because of the fact that information technology is taking the education to farmost corner of the state. In fact, because of the fact that the digital library shall become more popular in the time to come, so the students shall be able to access even the books which are very difficult to have or which are very expensive. So, the education shall become accessible to the students. It will be, whenever we talk about equity and equity as far as education is concerned. So, by utilizing IT, we shall become education accessible to every student at the same price. So, it will make the education system not just fair, but also easier. In fact, as an incentives to the firm and individuals for encouraging involvement in the continuous training in IT, we shall create awareness on IT education, and the people should be focused at making people IT friendly. Developing supportive infrastructure facilities such as electricity, internet, these are the aspects which we need to take up, and we need to actively promote to usage of alternate source of power to ensure a steady power supply to the schools in the rural areas, because if we intend to use smart board, then it is very important that there is 24 hours electricity, as well as there is also the alternate source of power, so that the students are able to have access to the information which is to be shared with them. Computer recycling can be ecologically sound alternative to the problem of computer shortage, and that can easily be done. In fact, and large community participation for self-sustainability in IT application is something which we can take up, and government and national education authorities should ensure availability of high quality internet access to this, particularly to the schools and other educational institutions. Government also need to ensure, as a joint efforts by the software company, having more softwares as per the requirement of the students and the teachers. Friends, we need to understand that India is a country which changes after every 5 kilometers or so. In fact, it is such a diverse country that it has got different languages. Even in the languages, it has different kind of accents. It has got different culture. It has got different beliefs. It has got even the geographical diversity. So, it's very much relevant that whenever we utilize technology, the technology should be adhering to need of the individuals. So, that is why when NEP 2020 specifically has talked about educating in regional languages. In fact, even there has been talk about strengthening the tribal languages also, because the education which exists is in different modes, and that is not being utilized currently properly. The reason for that is that we are trying to address the education as a universal phenomena, but it has the diversity which exists in the society, the diversity which exists in the geography, that is not being attended to. So, that is why when NEP 2020 has talked about the information technology, it has talked about the individual attentions. It has talked about the education reaching individuals in their own languages, in their own space, and there wouldn't be any kind of a urban rural division in terms of access, equity and resources. So, the resources shall be reaching everyone in the same continued forum, and the Indian educators shall be addressing the need of the learning community, which may belong to some remote village or which may belong to some metro. So, IT interventions shall make the integral tool of education possible, as well as monitoring and evaluation shall become easier. So, that is why there would be centralization of education, the centralization of learning, as well as the individual need of the student shall also be addressed by utilizing information technology. One of a very problem of Indian, particularly when we are talking about India, then there is also an issue about migration of rural Indias to the urban areas, and that can easily be addressed by utilizing information technology, because if information technology is there, then rather than moving from for health and education to urban areas, the people will like to stay in the places where they are. If we are able to develop the livelihood opportunity, life in rural India may become better and more welcoming than in the urban areas. So, in this light, we have to understand that what are the constraints to which information technology has to address. First of all, we have to utilize the statistics which are available with us. So, as per the statistics, we know that not many families in India have computers. In fact, if we go by the statistics which existed in 2017, then only 4.4 households in rural India have computers, as against 23.4 urban household. And in fact, 14.9% of rural India has internet facilities, as against 42% urban household. Friends, this has improved a lot. In fact, in last 3 years, there has been lot of work which has been done, particularly on the internet facility, and the computers have also become cheaper as well as maintainable. So, these statistics which are belong to 2017 may not stand very much valid in current, but we from here on what we understand is that there is a gap between rural India and urban India, particularly whenever we talk about the constraints related to internet, the constraints related to the availability of the tools. So, the access as far as rural India is concerned, that has been made available on the mobile phones, and as we know that on the mobile phone the internet is available and most of the places, and it is being further improved and it shall be further improved. So, for the purpose of education, it is necessary that students should have exclusively access to any form of digital hardware, may it be the smartphone, computer or tablet. However, in today's scenario, a majority of students from underprivileged background have limited or no access to devices, internet, and in some cases even electricity. Here we are talking about the schools, the primary schools or the secondary schools, which has lot of problem, and of course the smartphone has been given by quite many state government, even the central government has given when the COVID. Due to the COVID, then the education has to go online. It was observed that the students does not have, the majority of students does not have, from the underprivileged background, does not have the phones and devices or internet. So, they were provided the devices as well as the internet was also being provided to the students. So, it has been worked upon and it needs to be further strengthened. In fact, if we want to improve the access to technology, we have to physically improve the access to technology. Then another important aspect is that appropriateness of technology is something which we need to attend to, and there has to be affordability of technology and technological use, and human capacity and training. This is the most important aspect which as teachers we should be attending to, that we have to improve the human capacity and training and locally relevant content, applications as well as services. As to make information technology and available to the education, we have to integrate the information technology into the daily routines, and socio-cultural factors also need to be worked upon. Then the people should trust technology, and local economic environment has to be worked upon for having the acceptance for the technology. There should be macroeconomic environment in which the technology should be having a place, and legal and regulatory framework should be clear as far as utilization of technology is concerned. We have to understand that technology is something which is very important and in the future shall play a very important role, particularly in the education system of India. So friends, it's our duty as to understand that information technology being an important aspect of education, and as it is taking the education to a new pedestal, then we should be working upon the constraints as well as working upon the improvement in the field of information technology as to make education more fruitful. On this note, I, Dr. Renu Tomar, is signing off with a promise to join on a new topic very soon. Namaskar, Jai Hind, take care, be safe.